with blondish hair, I think. Yeah, there we go.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm assuming that as an internet user you're going to have come across Red Dwarf Slash. What's your opinion on that?
I am an internet user.
And you haven't heard of Slash?
But I haven't come across... Is that the right phrase? I haven't encountered Red Dwarf Slash. Tell me all about Red Dwarf Slash. I know this is, you're asking me the questions, but I also need to know, maybe not now, but can you describe Red Dwarf Slash in a sentence?
River and Lister getting it on. Pretty much.
What?
Rimmer, yes, you.
Yeah.
And Lister, yes. Getting it on.
Oh! The kiss.
It tends to go a bit further than that. It's fan fiction.
It's what?
Fan fiction.
Oh, okay. Obviously, you can tell that I'm completely in command of what this is. Okay, we'll talk later. No, it's not like that. The images already are filling my mind gruesomely. Right, let's the chat right next to you there.
Bad blood, someone. In my opinion, I think stuff like the British Empire was actually really underrated comically. Have you got any other plans to do anything like that?
Well, obviously when Red Dwarf came back with Back to Earth, there were talks of British Empire coming back, and we got out for a stage show, which I wasn't very enthusiastic about, because you may as well just go on to doing a TV show. So there is sort of a little bit of talk around the fringes, but I'm not sure whether it will come back, to be honest. You give it a couple of years and then it really will be past the moment, And like you, I do, obviously, not just because I was in it, but I did think it was kind of better than people gave it credit for. And I think it probably could have been even better, but I always say that I wanted to go independent with it and sort of sharpen it up in various areas, but the writers didn't want to do that, so we just let it run. And it was a good idea. It was generally well written while Fegan and Norris were writing it, and it was great fun to do. Look, it had a nice big fan base. It did the job. It could have been better, but at the end of the day, it did what it I think set out to do. But it lived in the shadow of Only Fools and Horses, One Foot in the Grave, Bouquet. I was going to say Bouquet and Barbed Wire there. That great comedy. You know what I mean? The Patricia keeping up. So it had a lot of competition at the time, which might have meant it disappeared a bit. And politics again comes in, and I can't go too deep into that because it's all a bit of a murky sort of pool, really, of festeringness. But look, we had great fun making it, and I think it was funny. Right, where shall we go? To the back, and someone with a hat on, I think, in the middle back, left. There he is.
Hello, mate, you alright?
Alright, mate.
I understand you're a bit of a car buff.
Has been known.
Basically, most of my mates ride the Escort RS-Turbo. I get mocked because I just bought myself a Triumph Stag V8.
That's good, man.
Am I sad or am I cool for
I think you're very cool for getting a Stag.
Brilliant.
Whether the engine will be cool, I'm not sure. They did suffer from overheating a little bit, but I'm sure they've all been modified probably
It's
now.
done 285,000.
Sorry?
It's done 285,000 miles. This is why it's still running cool.
Well, right, well then you're in for an engine rebuild. It'll be right. I think it's, the Stag, it's one of those cars that if they had got through the troubles, British Leyland, and kept making it and evolving it, it could be a car that could have lived on into the 80s and even early 90s,
Now I've still got one. It's a beast.
It was a real, it sounded gorgeous for that V8, a real boulevardier.
It made a bit of vengeance for my dad, but yeah. I'd love to see it, that'd be brilliant. So.
No, I think you're very wise. And I think,
I
mean, the Escort RSs are good, but
four of them. Four RS.
You've done your forward RS time. If you want to graduate to something really cool, and you've got the right car, mate. Well done.
Brilliant. Thanks for that.
Petrol headed as well. I like that. Right, let's come back to the front again. Gentleman's second. In fact, no, we'll let her lead this time. So we'll come right. Blonde haired lady. Go. Lady.
Thank you.
Let's make a t-shirt.
Since I was about 4. Yeah, 4. I'm a big fan of all your work and stuff. Having recently listened to the audiobooks and all the impressions that you've done in them, how do you practice to do your impressions of people? And could you do a couple of the cast for us?
I think impersonation is something that I was fortunate. It's a knack that you're, I guess, born with. Really, you've got to develop it, through your life. But I just had a knack at school of doing the teachers. Excuse me. So
I'd like to work with Angelina.
Did they appreciate?
Not really. Well, it's a bit like spitting image. After a while, the teachers were upset if I wasn't impersonating them. They must have thought, I'm too dull for them to build an impersonation around. But yeah, I did do a Mr. Marshall, I remember, and I borrowed his jacket. He also thought, this is going to be a complete load of nonsense, so I'll lend you my jacket. And of course I did the impersonation, and of course, it went down really well, and he never wore the jacket again. So it does have an effect, yeah. And obviously, doing Red Dwarf, you've got fantastic, almost living caricatures anyway in Robert. No, yes, sir, you are a piece of sputum. Craig, we're just Dad's army in space, let's face it, man. And then, you got Danny with, my nipples are tingling,
And of course Norman, I guess, was my first that I ever did. And he's not here today. So I was like, what